ROP is nothing but abnormal vascular proliferation in immature retina. Its pathophysiology involves vascular endothelial growth factor or VEGF. So there is exposure to excess oxygen in the beginning. There is immature retina in the background. The fluctuating PaO2 related to lack of titration of your oxygenation and ventilation may matter. When you give blood transfusion for a baby, you're replacing hemoglobin F with hemoglobin A2 or A, and this releases oxygen more easily to the tissues, and you have a higher risk of this. And that increases the risk of ROP as well. And sepsis, the cytokine response, and so on, increases the risk. So screening for ROP, the criteria are different in the developing countries and the developed world. In developing countries like India, the NNF has come up, for example, with recommendation for all babies less than 34 weeks and less than 2 kilo, which is a huge number, and it was increased in the width because of a high risk of accelerated posterior ROP, aggressive posterior ROP, and careless use of oxygen, not using the blender appropriately plays a big role as well. So in the developing countries, the developed world, it's less than 32 weeks and less than 1.5 kilos. Screening typically starts by 3 to 4 weeks of age, and it's done 1 to 2 weekly till the vascular maturation is complete. So the ophthalmologist has to confirm that the vascular maturation is complete, or if there was ROP, they have to see that it's regressing. And this I stressed already, don't give positive pressure ventilation, either invasive or non-invasive, right from the labor room without the use of a blender. Because you have very poor options. Nowadays, there are cheaper blenders. They may not be the best because you can't titrate exactly, but at least you can keep them within ranges of, say, below 40%, 40 to 60%, 80 to 100, and so on. So at least you are able to titrate to a reasonable degree. And in ROP, you may need treatment with anti-VEGF injection to stabilize, and laser treatment if they have gone to aggressive stages of ROP. So we have stages of ROP and zones involved. So we have first stage, which is demarcation line alone. Stage 2 is formation of a ridge. Stage 3 is ridge with extraretinal fibrovascular proliferation. And in stage 4, you get a subtotal retinal detachment, which is quite serious. And anything from stage 3 onwards, especially if it affects the central zone 1, becomes a candidate for treatment. If the baby is very small and it's still progressing, you may consider the anti-VEGF injections, which are now available. It's given into the vitreous. It can be done in the NICU itself, and it's quite expensive, and it's not a permanent treatment. You may still need laser in these babies. So the zone 3 is a peripheral zone, and zone 1 is a central zone. This is the macula and the optic nerve. So anywhere in the zone 1, it's a high risk of total blindness. So you have to be aggressive with the treatment. The stages we already discussed in the earlier slide. So the demarcation line, demarcation ridge, proliferation, and this is a detached retina, which is a very poor prognosis. So another view of the same issue. You are not going to allow the stage 3 onwards if possible. Plus disease is where there is a huge vascular proliferation. The ophthalmologist can see dilated tortuous vessels, hazy vitreous, and that indicates the disease is active, and that becomes a criteria as well. So if you have a certain zone involvement and a certain stage, with or without plus disease makes a difference to the approach as well. How quickly you review depends on that as well. So you may decide to review in 5 to 7 days if it's aggressive disease. You may wait up to 2 weeks before the next review if it appears to be quietening.